And just like that, the first day of school is about to begin. I cannot believe how many cups this is gonna end up taking me. I've been teaching 6 years. I should be completely capable of leading. And it just really gives me so much hope for the future. Good morning, everyone, and it is the first day back for teachers, and I am already off to a pretty bad start. Like, I don't know where my phone is. I'm not sure if I left it at home or if it's in like the pile of mess that I had to bring back to school today. And then I come in to get a cup of coffee because our coffee machine has been down. I'm gonna get a new Keurig today. So I didn't have coffee this morning. So I come in getting so excited about having coffee at school, and my stinking fridge is not connected. So everything that was in my fridge went bad, which means my creamer is bad. Luckily, my partner does have some creamer, so I'm hoping that I could just scoot on by with the creamer that she has and deal with it. I still don't know where my phone is though, so my husband is looking for it. Thank goodness for my phone in my classroom and for my laptop because I don't know my husband's cell phone number. Anywho, that's kind of the drama this morning, is my phone and my coffee. So here's what's happening. I'm waiting for one of my partners. We're going to be going to another elementary school together. That is where we're gonna have opening day like breakfast, and then we're also gonna be having a meeting with our K through 6 teachers. I'm gonna grab myself a cup of coffee, hopefully make my morning a little bit better because I'm kind of stressed out, not gonna lie. And I want to show you guys what it is that I'm wearing. Maybe it's just like, oh, like that's really cool. So maybe it's just the fact that I haven't like dressed up in a while, but like I am wearing just a plain green t-shirt, and then I get this cute little cardigan. Oh, look at that, that's adorable. I have some very old pants that I bought from Anthropology a while back. These are like your chinos. They're super comfortable. I freaking love them. I did not wash my hair this morning. I just kind of threw some of that, like, it's like sea spray, right, to make like pretty beautiful waves, like beach waves. I threw some of that in, curled a couple of pieces, and hope and prayed for the best. Y'all, this is gonna be like the perfect spot for me to be able to just sit down and have a chit chat with you. Because like I have you in my open shelving, like you're just sitting there, and this is like great because I can just like put you down and talk to you whenever I feel like it now. So now I have just gotten into my room, and I have a lot of things that I need to kind of unpack and get organized because I took a lot of stuff with me over the weekend to be able to really just plan out for the beginning this week, like that we're in right now. I wanted to get some things done. So I have a lot of things that I need to unpack. You already can see some of it there. And then I've written down my list in my planner to kind of set my game plan for today. We need to finish kind of putting the final touches on our schedules for this week, and pretty much like what are we going to be doing, like our lesson plans for the week, and then start looking into next week as well. So yes, I picked up a Hot Pocket. I'm not being very healthy, I'm really sorry. So I'm gonna heat up my Hot Pocket, I'm gonna eat my yogurt and my Hot Pocket, have a Diet Coke, and get to cracking on getting some of this stuff unpacked. So I just got out of a meeting that I had to have with a parent, and now I have been working away getting some of my things done off of my to-do list. So I wanted to show you guys really quick some of the things that I have prepared for the first day of school. So because we're doing the house system, I wanted to have some type of a ticket system in order to be able to award points. So I made this, which is going to be like a little ticket that the teachers will be able to keep inside of their pockets or around their desk area. It's going to be pretty simple. They write the person's name down, they circle the name of the house that they're in, and then circle the number of points that they're given. They can only give up to 5 points each time they award a ticket, so no more than 5 points. And so then after they give the kids the tickets, the kids will then put them inside of the little bowl, which is way over there. And the house points will be totaled up every afternoon. So that is one thing that I went on ahead and made copies of. Now I just need to cut them up and be able to hand them out to all the teachers. I also made little cards to be able to give out to students. I can't show you the information just because it is personal, but it has the kids' usernames, their passwords, and their lunch numbers to be able to keep with them, so that when we're doing some of the iPad lessons, they have that information accessible to them and we don't have to run around trying to give it to them. So I have those cards already laminated and cut so that I can hand out. So we also decided to do Rise and Shine folder journals for the first month of school before we start actually getting into Words Their Way. So I went on ahead and made up a little cover. This is pretty much it. It's just the Rise and Shine journal, and then I am going to glue those on there, write their names in there so that they could have it for the first day of school. And then I already have our prompt.
For those who are interested, the building will be open until 8 o'clock tonight, and just keep in mind the next time you go to look at your mailboxes, they are changing, so just make sure you look at the tag that you're grabbing from.
So I also went on ahead and printed out the labels for the first day of school. I'm going to go ahead and actually place these in here so that the kids don't have to do it on the first day. But what we're going to have them do is just pretty much write a story about a student on his or her first day of school. Just something creative, something a little bit fun, and we'll get them busy right away as soon as they come into the classroom. So this is one other thing that I'm going to be working on. I am also in the process of trying to finish doing an iPad expectation sort. So the kids are going to be working with our iPad partners, and they're going to talk about expectations on the first day of school. So I have a little sort to already go ahead and kind of get the conversation going, where they're going to have different scenarios that they're going to have to sort on whether or not they're responsible and irresponsible. So that is what I'm currently working on. I think I'm going to take a break from that for just a minute, just because my brain is not wanting to think the way I want it to think. And I have to get my library books sorted, because certain genres are going to go into certain rooms so that we can find the books that we need to find, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna have the fantasy, animal fiction, traditional literature, and then I'm also gonna have graphic novels inside of my classroom. So all of the other books that I have in my room are gonna go into the other two rooms. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on getting those sorted out and sent to the rooms that they're going to go in. I was able to get here at 6:30 this morning to be able to get done my cume folders. So this morning we have another meeting, and this meeting is actually going to be at the high school, and they have this really big breakfast, and y'all, this breakfast is something that you just literally you want to go because you want to have this food. It is so good. So they do this big breakfast, and then we have a huge district kind of assembly and gathering where the superintendent kind of does a little speech and a talk, which was really nice. And then we're going to come back pretty early and have a faculty meeting for 2 hours. So it should be done by lunchtime, and then after lunch I have the rest of the time to myself. So I figured, so I don't have to do these, because it's the least favorite thing on my list to have to do is to look at cume folders. So I got here early to specifically do that and get that over and done with, so that when I leave, I don't have to come back and get this done. So basically with our cume folders, we have to sign off, and we look for 504s, any type of really kind of red flags that we want to make sure that we have information on that child. So that is what I'm currently doing. I'm gonna get this done. I have my cup of coffee, which I'm very excited about, and I need to charge my Apple Watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all those things, and then I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on. I am feeling pretty darn good about myself right now, because I just finished all of my cume folders before 7:30. I still have 30 minutes. I'm waiting for my partner to be able to arrive, which I actually see her car. We're gonna head out to the high school, and then I will catch you guys after my faculty meeting and when my belly has something delicious inside of it. We just got out of both of our meetings. It is now lunchtime. So the plan is that I am actually going to go and grab some Taco Bell because I do love me some Taco Bell. And at the same time, I'm gonna drop off our hats. So I haven't talked to you at all about what we're gonna be doing for the very first day of school. So with the first day of school, what I like to do at the very beginning is kind of start it off with a little party. A celebration of, hey, we're here together. It's the first day of school. It's gonna be a great year. We're all excited to have you here. That type of thing. And we're also sorting our kids into houses. So the theme for this year is going to be a tea party to go along with that whole fantasy and book feel. And so I purchased some hats, which are pretty cool. So we have like big glitter hats. We also have like these little ones that have like these little twirly things on the top. They're really cute. I don't know, I like them. And then we also have some of the big like top hats, which are really cool. I'm gonna drop them off at home because my sweet husband is gonna help me out a little bit since I was stuck in a meeting all day long. He is going to figure out a way to be able to put the houses inside of the hats because that is how we're going to be sorting them into their houses for this year. So I'm gonna go to Taco Bell, drop this off, and then I will see you guys when I get back to school. Here, one of my partners. Okay, so I am now on a mission getting my room together for the morning. So as soon as they're arriving, what's going to happen is they are going to find their spot in my room that has their name tag, and it's already going to have a journal that's going to, it's going to have one of these on top of it. So they're going to write their names on their journal and they're going to put their name tags on and they're going to get to work on that. So right now my task is to be able to get the journals together so I can hand them out to both of the other two teachers and then set my room up with the name tags and the journals out ready to go so that the students have something to do as soon as they come into the room. So I'm going to start working on these, get these done, and then hopefully get these passed out pretty soon. Y'all, these are some stressful times. Like, I'm breaking out with a little stress ball. Here is kind of where I'm at the moment. So far I've gotten out all of the morning work. I have my morning message up, and then I also have the date up. So let me show you what I have now. So the kids are gonna come in, and they're going to see that message up there, which pretty much tells them that I want them to keep their backpacks with them. They're going to find their spot with their name tag. They're going to start working on the prompt that's inside. Have the date, day one, yada yada on that side. So let me find one. So for like this young man, he was one of mine that I had last year. But he has his name tag here. He has his journal there that he will use. And then here it just says, write a story about a student on his or her first day of school. That's what they're going to get to do. When he's finished with that, he's going to end up turning it into the white box. And then we have a name crossword puzzle that they will be able to work on until everyone is pretty much done. So I have that ready to go for tomorrow morning. Now I'm working on some of the other things. I need to finish my dragon, which is why I have not shown him to you yet. I'm really sorry, but we are going to finish him. So he is going to get done. My husband is taking my boys to my mother-in-law's. She's so sweet to be watching him so that he can come and help me get a couple more things done. I have name tags that I need to have cut. I need to laminate them, cut them. Also need to make sure I have the Headbands Game ready to go for the morning. So lots of little things that I'm finishing up, but overall, I mean, it's pretty good. Like, we got a lot done. I'm really excited. So at the moment, I'm working on a Headbands Game. We also got a couple of other things printed out that I need to go and make copies of. So one of the things is the hopes and dreams. We're going to start with hopes and dreams tomorrow. They're going to be working on their organizer here. So they have a graphic organizer. Once we talk about hopes and dreams, we're going to help them fill out this organizer, which then they would go and fill this out, and this is going to go out in the hallway as a display, and their picture is going to go here. Also have out just kind of a packet for when we need time for the kids to just be able to kind of chit chat, hang out, and just talk, because let's face it, we do a lot of talking the first few days. So this was just something that I found that would be fun and easy for them to be able to do. Just has some really good little activities for like time filler. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna do that every single day, but if we need a time filler, we have something ready to go. So I have that ready to go. There's the name search for our classroom that's here. I have our house points there, and I'm working on getting those name tags cut and laminated, and then I'm also working on the headband game. So I have the headbands there. This is my stress food. I am seriously just thankful that my husband's able to come over here and actually help me out and get a couple more things done. So that is where I'm at. I'm a little bit stressed out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous. I want the kids to really like the house sort, and I want them to like the morning kind of celebration of us just being together. It really just, it's very important to me. I really want them to see that I'm excited for them to be here. I want them to feel excited to be here. I feel like so often like people would dread the first day of school because they have to go back to school. And I want to look at it more as a celebration of being with each other and for us to kind of go on this new journey together. So I really want it to be something special for them. And so it stresses me out because I want it to be nice and I want it to be good. But yes, that's kind of what I'm doing. I know I've said that like 5 times. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep working on this, hopefully get some of this stuff printed out very soon, cut it up, and then I'll show you guys what it all looks like at the very end. All right, so the time has come for me to get ready to leave. I do have a little bit of work that I needed to do at home, and I also need to make a pit stop at Walmart. So I wanna show you what my room looks like now, because I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to show you in the morning with me having to set up our tea party. So let me kind of give you a little tour of my classroom. Everything is pretty much done. I do still need to add more flowers, but I'm just gonna hold off on those for just a little bit. But this is what my room looks like. The benches look nice. I have my anchor chart ready to go for when we're talking about entering into the classroom in the mornings. And then the piece de resistance. Here is my dragon, guys. I love him so much. Look at him. Look at how beautiful he is. He is made with paper mache. My mother-in-law is a very talented artist, but we made him with paper mache. She painted him. There's his mouth. He looks awesome. So here's his head here, and then his tail is off on this side. And what it does is it pretty much just comes around. So you can see where it's attached right there. So it comes around here. And then we ended up deciding, I was gonna have a body made. That was just way too much work. But we ended up deciding to do these little black pieces of cardstock. And then what's gonna happen is that each of the black pieces is gonna end up holding one of our read alouds. So I'll print the read aloud picture, and then we'll post it up to have Mac the Dragon hold all of our read alouds for the year. So that's what he looks like. That's supposed to like imitate his body. Do you see that? How it goes from the head to the tail? I thought it was cool. So yeah, there's his tail again. He looks so unbelievably cool. The body with the black. And I love his eyes. Can you guys see his eyes? They're so cool. He looks awesome. So yes, so now I have all of the little areas for them to be able to sit. They have their name tags ready to go. And that's a wrap, guys. I am done here. Like I said, I do still have a couple of things that I need to do. I need to stop at Walmart, then I'm gonna go home, do some laminating, cutting out, all of that good jazz to get ready for our house sorting, and then also our tea party that's gonna be tomorrow with our fun games. So I will see you guys in the morning when I'm setting up for our back to school celebration. Happy Wednesday morning, everyone. It is the first day of school, and I have a lot to get done this morning, not gonna lie. I stayed up, and y'all, this is crazy for me, until probably 11:30, and I'm a more of a like go to bed at 9 o'clock kind of person. Like, I just don't function well when I'm on very, very little sleep, but somehow I was able to kind of chug through it, which I'm very proud of myself. However, I feel like I'm gonna be crashing around like lunchtime. So I have 2 big boxes and a couple of bags that I need to unload to be able to get ready for this morning's like celebration event. So I'm going to unload them over here by the side door, then I have to go and park, and I'm gonna start setting up the outside courtyard because that's where we're going to be. We can't really have celebrations like in a room because there's too many of us. So we're gonna celebrate out in the courtyard. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. I think the high is like 78, which is like phenomenal, and it's gonna be sunny and cloudy, and it's just a perfect kind of day. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm gonna go ahead and get these boxes unloaded, and then I'll show you guys what I have. Like that, the first day of school is about to begin. So we have the courtyard, which is ready to go. We have our areas for our tables, so we have each of the houses represented for each of the tables. On there we have some like cute decorative, I put scrapbook paper and then just a little plate on top of it for them, for their Skittles. And then they have 2 different games. So they have a Skittles Get to Know You game where they're going to share information based on the colors that they pick out of their bags. And then they also have a Headbands game that they're going to play with groups of 3, and this is all going to be done within their houses. So those are set, ready to go. They're gonna get to know their houses the very first thing when we walk out there. So the very first thing that we do is they're going to sit down right in front of where we have all the hats displayed. We're gonna go over some of our call responses really fast, and then I'm gonna start calling out names, and the kids are gonna come up and they're going to pick a hat, and their hat will be revealed by what falls out of it. So each of the hats has a house symbol that is underneath it, and it'll fall out off of like a string, so it's gonna be hanging off of the hat, and then they're going to be represented with their new house. Once they have their house and their hat, they're going to go off to the table on the side, and they'll get their new badge, and then we'll write their name down for their houses so we can keep track of it. So exciting. It is finally happening. I'm glad I finally got everything done. It is now the afternoon, and I am so beyond tired. I feel like I was just like 100 miles a minute, and I think that's like first day, and what that first day is pretty much like, it's the best description for first day. You're going 100 miles a minute. You don't really get a chance to like sit down. I think I ate my food standing up, and actually like as somebody else was teaching, because I had to do things during my break. It's almost like you don't even like have break times during your first day of school. But besides all of that, it was absolutely wonderful, and I'm very happy with our first day, and I'm very excited about our MAC team and our class, and our kids just in general are just so phenomenal, and I'm so excited to get to know them a little bit better. So I know I did not vlog, and I am so sorry, but like I said, I lost kind of all my breaks, because first break was spent cleaning up the morning party time. The second break was spent stuffing the folders with their house information on it. So I didn't have a lot of time to be able to sit down and like vlog with you guys. Hopefully tomorrow I will have a little bit of that time. Tomorrow's not as chaotic. It's a little bit more of a routine day. So cross your fingers that I will be able to do that with you guys. So let's kind of run through the day and talk about like overall how it went, because I like looking back at these and just like really reflecting on, you know, the first day of school and remembering what it was that we did and what did we not get to do. We actually had 4 things planned, and we did, I think, only 2. Or maybe not even that. I think we did 1 because it was so jam-packed, and we really wanted to take it slow and take our time with explaining some of the things. So like we noticed that the kids needed, you know, some refreshers on what is it like, what does it look like and sound like to listen, what does it look like and sound like to, you know, get into a line and to walk in the hallway. And it was a lot of that where we just felt like, you know what, this is a really good time for us to talk about this. So we would stop and we would talk about it. So here's kind of how the day went. We had the kids, and I showed you guys this morning, we had the kids come in. I had spots for them already assigned. They started working in their journals right away. It was just a really easy, like, creative writing activity. And it also gives me an idea as far as like where they are as writers. So I get to kind of flip through it, look at their journals, and get an idea of where they are. So they did wonderful with that. They were so chatty, and they all were just so like curious about the day and what was going to be happening. It was really great to just kind of hang out and just kind of talk with them. So once the announcements came on, we took the time, like in each of our classes in our homerooms, to be able to like talk to the kids about, all right, well, what does it look like and sound like to be able to put our backpacks up? Because I am such a pet peeve when it comes to backpacks. Like, the kids need to put them in the back. They need to remember to zip it. It's just a whole process. So we took our time and did that. Once that was all finished, we talked about lines and what a perfect 10 looks like, and that's 1 line 0 talking. And then we took them out into our courtyard where I had everything set up. So each of us brought our kids out, and we kind of sat them in front of this deck that we have. And I had all of the hats kind of laid out for them so that they can see them, and it was really, really cool. And so I kind of went over the, you know, column responses that we had, and they were all pretty quiet. Like, they weren't really saying much. Like, I thought there was going to be a little bit more excitement when they came out and saw everything. In fact, like, one little girl, she was the only one that was like, I knew this was for us. So she must have like walked past it and saw it before she came to my class. So they were very quiet. They all just kind of hung out and sat around. Some of them were a little chatty, and you know, they were talkative because they've already gotten the opportunities to know each other over the summer. So they're sitting down and they're talking. We go over some of the column responses, which they did phenomenal with. I did not think that they were going to remember those, but they remembered them so well. So once that was done, then I simply pulled 4 kids at random, just pulled them and told them to come up, and I told them that they were gonna have to pick from one of the hats. So I had 3 different kinds of hats. I had these hats that had like little spinnies. I thought they were cute, and actually this was a big hit. I thought the other 2 were gonna be big hits, and this was one of my actual big hits. Like, I think these were almost gone first. If not first, it was definitely gone second. So this was one of the hats. The second type of hats were these, which they kind of like have this accordion style where they just kind of go up like a top hat, which were really cool. These were the least favorites out of all of them. And the last one, which I think was the by far like the best hat choice. Sorry. Oh, they're falling everywhere. So the last ones, which were by far I think were the best choices, were these like top hats, and they're like the glitter top hats. So the hats were sitting down like on the ground like this. And I told the kids that the hats are going to be what chooses you. The hats are going to tell you which house that you were going to be in. And so here's how it worked. So when they went and they were standing up there, and I would say, make your choice, then they would go and pick up a hat. And when they picked up the hat, oh, this fell out of it. So it was simply a symbol, like our shield for our house system. And so it kind of fell out, and it just told them which house that they were gonna be in. They thought it was pretty cool. And I thought that they were gonna be like a little bit more excited about which house that they were in. And in fact, they weren't. They were a little bit like indifferent. They were like, oh, okay. And so then they would go to, my other 2 partners had like a table set up where they would log which house that they were in, and then they would give them a new badge, and the new badge would have like their house symbol. It would have like a color across the top, and it has their name on it. Pretty simple, but it was something to symbolize, this is your house, this is what you are going to be in. And we kind of went through that whole process, and it went pretty quick, and it was pretty easy. Once that was all done, then I dismissed them by houses to go to their tables. So each row of tables had a specific house that it went with. So it would hold up to 18 kids, which is what the most that we could have in one house, in each of the houses. So they went out to their tables, and they sat down, and they were already talking. They were really excited because they knew that they were gonna have games. And they played one game, which was like a Skittles game, which was kind of like our snack, our like treat. But we didn't want to go like above and beyond with food, because we have lunch like literally right before. So it's at 10:50, which is like the earliest lunch on the face of the planet. So my partner made this, which is tell us about you, which was really, really cute. So the kids opened up their Skittle bags, and every time they picked one out, they were kind of in a group of 3. And every time they would pick that one out, they would have to tell something about them. So like red was to tell me something that you did over the summer, yellow was a type of food that you love, orange was something you like to do in school, purple was something about your family, and then green was a hobby that you love. And they loved that. That was really, really fun. But I think the best game out of the 2 games that we had was the Headbands game, which is like one of my favorites. So I bought these, like, gosh, we were at the beach and it was like a Dollar Tree that was going out of, what is it called? They were going out of business. So I have like 3 different versions of cards, and each one, like each color stands for something different. But because we didn't have enough of all the same colors, I put shapes at the bottom. So the little squares here stands for the category of subjects, so like school subjects, and they had to guess school subjects. The triangles, which are these, are school supplies, so they had to guess the school supplies. So they got to play this like little game here. And the circle ones was things that they could have done like over the summer. So they loved this game. They were so excited about it. Like this was probably like the highlight of the entire like morning itself. Not the houses, not the Skittles, the Headbands games. I love Headbands. Headbands is like my go-to, y'all. I love it. So once that was done, we had to take them to lunch and recess. And I stayed, this is why I couldn't have lunch. I stayed and I cleaned up the, and my partners helped too. But I finally made them to go eat, and I told them that I would eat as they taught the next lesson. So I went and I stayed behind because I had to get the entire courtyard cleaned up because there was going to be another class in the afternoon. So I needed to make sure that I left it the way that I had it, or that I came in that morning. So I stayed behind and I got it all cleaned up. And then when they came back after lunch, we were going to start talking about our hopes and our dreams. However, I think we ended up changing it because we started talking about talking and what it meant like to be a good listener. And after all of that, and after some of that practicing and that modeling, we just didn't have enough time. So we ended up deciding to go out and playing Sharks and Minnows. We were going to play Red Rover with like just like me, but it ended up not wanting to work out well. So we ended up just playing Sharks and Minnows, and I was a shark the entire time. And I am pretty fast, y'all. Like I feel pretty good about myself. Although there are some boys that are in my class that are like really fast. But it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Like it was a really great like leisure time to kind of like, again, just hang out with my kids and like get to know them. So that was fun. And then we came back in and we've gone over like all the house points, house system, that type of thing too. And then we gave them just like some quiet time to just like rest. So we let them finish up with their journals from the morning because a lot of them had not finished their journals in the morning. And then we also had like that search that a lot of the kids did not get to yet, where they had to find like classmates' names. So we let them do that. And then after that we had like special, we came back, we talked about closing circle and what that looked like and sounded like. And then we also talked about like their communication folders and some of the expectations for that. And that was it, y'all. Like that was literally our day. I think for the most part they all really had a good day, and there's such a great group of kids. Like we are all very excited about it. So it went really well. It was really laid back for the rest of the afternoon. A lot of just like talking about routines, procedures, having some of that quiet time to let them just be able to work, and then, you know, getting to kind of go out and play like a fun, like running around body movement type game. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. My room was a hot mess like after everyone had already left. So I spent some time trying to get that cleaned up. So right now what I need to get done before I can go home, and it's my brother-in-law's birthday, so we're gonna head over to my in-laws for cake. But before I can do that, I need to make sure that I have out my folders for tomorrow morning with their badges out where they're going to be sitting. And then I also want to have my morning message up on my board. So I need to get those 2 things done. And I think I have like a couple of things that I need to do at home. I'm in charge of the morning meeting activity tomorrow, the STEM activity, read aloud, and then I also have to print something, which I'm not going to stress out about, and I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. So I am going to get all that set up, get everything kind of tidied up, cleaned up. I think for the most part everything looks okay. It's just I have like a little area back behind my stuff where I need to get it cleaned. For right now, this box of like all these hats, check that out. All these hats are just gonna have to kind of hang out for a little bit until I can figure out what I want to do with them. So I'm just gonna tuck them underneath here and pretend like that's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna do that. And then I guess, I don't know, I'm very excited. I'm very tired. I didn't go to bed until midnight last night, so I'm very ready for bed. But overall, it was a really, really good day. By the way, how cool is this hat? I wore this the entire time that I was doing the housework. So their morning work is out, except for some of our friends who did not put names on their journals. So those journals are just sitting on the stage for them to be able to come and find which one is theirs. Pencils are out with them, clipboards are out, so everything is ready to go for them for tomorrow morning when they come in. They have their message up on the board, which just gives them directions of what they should be doing. Date is all changed, so I am pretty much done. I feel like at this point everything's going to be pretty much kind of calm and relaxed kind of environment, because we're going to be like hitting them hard on a lot of those routines and procedures. So there's not going to be a ton happening. We're still going to continue doing some of those fun like get to know you activities like in between all of the drill and kill practice that we're going to be doing. So that's pretty much what we have planned for tomorrow. I'm going to start getting my stuff cleaned up so that I can head home. I got a plan for a STEM activity, morning message activity. I have my read aloud planned. So, and then that's pretty much it for the day. So I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, and then if we have a read aloud tomorrow, I should go ahead and like take the picture, because then we can put it up on Mac the Dragon. How cool is that? So we'll put it up on him, and he'll have our first read aloud up on his little body, so that'll be exciting. So yes, that was pretty much the day today, guys. I'm gonna go home, eat some cake, go to sleep, and then I will see you guys in the morning. So I just went to Walmart and I raided their cup section and I think I took all of their cups. No, as a matter of fact, let me correct that, because I did take all of their Dixie cups. I cannot believe how many cups this is gonna end up taking me. I'm curious to know if the kids are even gonna be able to use all of the cups, but we're gonna see. So we're gonna do a STEM challenge this afternoon with the kids. It's simple, it's just like a cup stacking activity to see how tall they can get their tower. But I needed a ton of cups because I have 72 children. Okay, so good morning everyone. I am just getting into my classroom. I am going to make me a cup of coffee, and then I have a couple of things that I need to get done this morning. So I need to make a copy, or actually create a page for them to be able to record how tall their tower is. I think that's what I want to do. I'm not really sure yet, to be honest, but I do want some type of a recording page to show that there is a recording process that is not just a time to play with cups, if that makes sense. So I do want to have some type of recording sheet for their STEM activity, for their cup challenge. I also need to finish coming up with my activity, which I'm pretty sure I know which activity I want to do for a morning meeting. I just need to like clarify which activity I want to do. So I need to do that this morning and get their labels cut out and placed on top of their folder so that they can place it in their journals. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am really, really tired. Yesterday I went home and I just like fell asleep. I was so exhausted. And then when I woke up this morning, I'm like, not having anything that I was gonna wear. So let me show you guys what I ended up deciding to put on, because I feel like this is like comfy, but I don't know. I'm really tired. Okay, so let me show you guys what I have on today. So I think these are like linen pants, maybe, is that right? Linen pants. I have linen pants on. that have kind of like a wide leg at the bottom. I ended up deciding to wear flip-flops because my feet are killing me from yesterday. I have like my new shoes, and if you've watched my, what is it called, like back to school, like creating your time capsule wardrobe, I showed you guys some like Tory Burch shoes that my mom had gotten me. Well, I wore those suckers for 2 days and they are like rubbing me raw on my back heel. So I need to take a break from them, not wear them. And I wear flip-flops because my feet hurt. I wore this little Pelpham shirt that I showed in that video as well. And then I also think I showed this cardigan in there as well. So the only thing I didn't show were my pants. But y'all, I feel like, look at that. I feel super comfy. Like, you can't get much comfier than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make me some coffee. I'm gonna make coffee. I'm gonna get me a little Jimmy Dean roll. And I will catch up with you guys in a second once I can figure out what I can't talk this morning. I will catch up with you guys in a little bit once I can figure out what all I need to accomplish this morning. I got a few of my students' name tags reprinted because they either lost it or it was completely destroyed yesterday. So I have those printed. I have some other things that were printed because I kind of messed up on some of their names for some reason. So I fixed all of those, got a few things copied for today, and then I also decided that I wanted to create a game plan, like just a schedule for today, because it is a little bit kind of weird. It's not our normal schedule. We're not in a routine yet, and I just want the kids to kind of be aware of it. So this is kind of what our day is gonna look like today. So this morning the kids are gonna come in, we're gonna have morning work arrival, and then we'll have morning meeting afterwards. From 9:55 to 10:10, we're gonna be working into 2 different groups. So 4th grade is going to be working on a letter, and then 5th and 6th grade is going to be talking with our principal. From 10:10 to 10:35, we're going to be finishing up our letters in our homeroom. And these letters are pretty much just letters to themselves. We're going to give these letters back to them at the very end of the year so they can kind of reflect on it. So we thought it would be really sweet and really fun for them to be able to do. At 10:35 to 10:40, we have a fire drill practice that we're going to do. 10:40 to 11:30 is some recess and lunch. Then we'll do iPad expectations, hopes and dreams, a STEM activity. We'll have special, and then our read aloud. So that is our game plan for today. That is all that we are going to be able to get done today. I really like the idea of just going slow and steady in the first few weeks of school, just because I really want to make sure that these expectations are set so that when they don't come in quietly, we go back out and we try it again. If they don't take a seat the way that we're supposed to, we go back out and we try it again. There's lots of opportunities for us to be able to practice that. Sorry, somebody came into my room. So like I was saying, I like to make sure that I just go really slow and steady because it's an opportunity for us to be able to practice a lot of those routines and procedures. So I have pretty much everything done today. I have like a really, I got things finished, which I felt very, very I feel accomplished. Like I didn't have a ton of things that I was running around for today. So I am going to work on my cup stacking page. I will show you guys that once I have that printed out, maybe during our lunchtime, and then I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on. Can I please just say that 1, I am very, very tired. 2, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with how much of a mess I have in my room right now. Like I just don't focus well when I have a mess. Like I just don't even know what to do with myself because I start to get very flustered and like my brain just doesn't work that way. Like I have to have a nice clean space in order for me to be able to focus and to stay organized, and I don't have a clean space right now, which is really frustrating me. And then 3, my freaking carpet is fraying. And the hot glue, like I thought it was gonna work, it's not working because the hot glue is now coming off too. So that's an issue and I don't really know what to do. I called my husband actually I texted my husband like frantic because I was kind of upset. It looks so bad. I'm gonna show it to you. It looks awful. So do you guys see that? And then it gets worse. So look at it. Do you see like these little pieces are also coming off? And then it gets worse. Like I don't know if you guys can see that on my screen. Like in person, it's really, really bad. Really bad. So there it is. The hot glue over here on this edge has completely come off. It just came off. I don't know. So I'm feeling like my hair looks like a mess. So I'm feeling a little bit frustrated because it's a mess, and I don't like to have a mess, and I get very stressed out when I have a mess and everything's a mess. And then on top of that, like last year I had a space, because if you guys remember, if you've been watching me for a little bit, like last year I had like this little space to be able to put things, and like so I would be able to have a spot for my computer. Well, this year I don't really have a spot for my computer. And I know like right now we're not in the routine. There's not like a normal schedule to everything, because we're it's a crazy mess right now. But I don't have a spot to put my computer. I don't have a spot to put things, and it's really frustrating me right now. I hope this, like, I can't even express to you guys like how much it's frustrating me right now, because I just don't have like places to put things. Like everything is a hot mess. I have papers, I have rulers, I have papers, books, and papers, badges, papers, computers, papers, more junk all over the place. And it's just, like I just don't know what to do with myself. My sweet husband is gonna come and try to help me like get the rug situation under control so that I don't have this issue. I don't want to bring it home this weekend, so he's gonna try to come. He's gonna like pick the kids up. They're gonna go get a snack. They're gonna come. We're gonna try to figure out the whole rug situation. I'm gonna try to clean up my area and figure out what I can do as far as just having like an area for my things, because I have to have something small. I don't need a desk. Like I don't need anything huge. I just need to have like a designated space, and those little cabinets, like I don't know if you guys see that, like this little like cube drawer that's back here is just not cutting it. Like there's just not enough space over there for me to be able to put my laptop and just like my planner and things like that. It houses like other things that I would need to get to throughout the day, but it doesn't have the main couple of things that I need to have. So I need to figure out that situation. I'll let you guys know once I kind of figure all of that out, but I just don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And I'm gonna get my room cleaned up. We didn't even do the STEM activity because we just didn't have time for it today. It's so funny, like it's not funny, like it's actually kind of depressing and sad and stressful, but it's like you just don't realize how much you just don't get done the first week of school. You just don't get it done because there's no time in the day, and you're taking everything so slow, and you just don't think about that when you're planning, because you're still like at the end of the year mode and not at the beginning of the year mode. So I'm gonna clean up. I will hopefully have some updated news on what things should be looking like, and hopefully like a spot for being able to put things by the end of today. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, so that means I've been here almost 12 hours, and I've been teaching 6 years. I should be completely capable of leaving. Hi, I'm back. So sorry. I did not mean to have like a meltdown on you guys. I really do apologize. I was feeling I still am. I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed with how much of a mess my room is. And I know it's because I have the entire crew, all 71 kids in my room for the majority of the day, because we are doing so many things that are whole group that are like just talking about expectations and just like what we should be doing and like all of that. Like I totally understand that, and it's not gonna be like that. Sorry, butt dialed me. But I know it's not gonna be like that the whole year. I understand that, and I get it, and I know it's just gonna be rough for these first few days. I think it just overwhelms me to be able to see that like other teachers have their rooms so perfect, so wonderful, so neat, and like mine is just chaos. And like I told you guys, I just don't function well when I have chaos. Like I feel overwhelmed, I feel like I don't have anything together, I don't think straight, I get irritable, like I just become the crankiest person on the face of the planet. It's like when Cookie Monster doesn't get his cookies, like that's kind of how I feel whenever I have a mess in my room. Like I just cannot handle it at all. And So yes, and with it just like I spend 12 hours here. I felt like I've spent so much of my summer here. I don't know. There's something wrong with me. Anyways, so I am just going to, I finally got my room cleaned up. My husband came, helped me a little bit with the carpet. We ran out of hot glue sticks, so we couldn't finish the carpet. He's gonna try to pick some up tomorrow and come and finish doing it. So what we ended up doing is we ended up flipping it and hot gluing underneath it and kind of spreading it out with like a piece of like a card or something like that, to smear it and make a, not instead of like a bead, but just smearing it. I don't know how else to explain that. So he came and he did that. I kind of stayed to clean up my area. I did get like some things situated that I would love to show you. Like, it doesn't look bad. I have to keep reminding myself, like, it's okay, Bridget, everything's clean. So I still have this little area back here, which like right now it's not serving as like an important purpose. So I have this like little area over here, which has like, it's great. I use this right here. I love my IKEA stand. I use it all the time. However, like all this stuff here, I feel like is just right now serving as storage. So it's not really being, it's not useful to me at the moment, which is kind of irritating. So I may have to like reconfigure this little space. Then I have this little space over here, which I started getting a little bit smarter about it. So I put my Pride tickets in here. I put my house tickets. I have my nurse's passes right there so that it's easy for me to be able to access it. It's right underneath where my schedule is. So it just makes it perfect for me. I did put, I have this little table here. It may not end up staying here because it's already proving to be a pain in the butt. So actually, I think I am going to move this. Hold on. So now that whole little box is gone. It was proving to be kind of a pain in the butt over there. I'm moving my trash can, sorry. There we go. So here's now my space. It's clean. I don't have any junk like sitting over here anymore, which was nice. I'm pretty sure that little table ended up being used as like storage for junk. So that needed to go because I was just placing junk on there instead of putting it away like I'm supposed to. So that's gone, which is nice. And now I have like a little area for my computer. I am just going to use this cart. I tried to see if I can find like one of those taller tables. Unfortunately, I cannot find one of those. And I know like sometimes I will use my projector. I just don't see myself using it as much, especially since Smart E-Beam sent me the smart marker. Not sure if you guys have seen the smart marker in action, but it is phenomenal and I am so excited to be able to use this. So since E-Beam decided to send this to me, so graciously send this to me for me to try it out and kind of give them my first impressions on it, I don't feel like I'm gonna use my projector as much because now I have this really cool marker for like anchor charts and things. So either way, right now what I did was I just have my laptop, a sticky pad, and then a little cup over here to be able to stick some pens and pencils because I've been like struggling to find pens and pencils lately. I stuck some of the, do you see those, the Dollar Tree bins right here so that I can have like paper clips and erasers and post-its and binder clips. Like it's just things that I have been finding that I need and I haven't been able to, like I haven't had like a decent place to put things, you know. This is just junk right now. I do need to put some of this stuff away. We're going to be sending out Scholastic book orders very soon, and then I have to give the kids who completed the summer challenges their prize next week. So that is now complete. My room is decent, it is clean. I have their name tags out in spaces where I want them to sit tomorrow. The only thing that I need to do is now get my morning message up and then also do, what is that thing called? And then also put up like the date and things like that. So I I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, place that up on my whiteboard, have that ready to go so that I don't have to worry about it in the morning, because it does make life so much easier when I do have that ready. Put my laptop to charge, and then I will be heading home to go and do more work. I'm feeling a little bit better from my breakdown that I had yesterday evening. I'm okay. I had a really bad headache, and I know that that's not like the only thing, but I think that that was part of it that was just adding on to it. The headache started in the morning. I took medicine like I was supposed to. The headache did not go away all day, and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse, which is like not anything that any teacher wants to like experience. And it was not just a headache, it was a migraine. Like, I always get migraines. It is what it is. It's typically whenever the weather is changing, and today it's really, really cool outside, so I feel like that was kind of part of it. There was cooler weather that was coming into our area, and it was just, my head was like blown up. I was very stressed out with my mask because I don't do well with messes. But yes, I'm doing a little bit better today, I promise. I am very positive. I'm gonna have a positive day. It's gonna be a great day. It's Friday, and it's like one of the best days ever. I get very excited about Fridays because I feel like Fridays, I try to tend to be like a little bit more laid back. I want to kind of like have fun, just like be able to get to know our kids and like do fun things. Like, Fridays have always been like fun days for me. Even in kindergarten, like, we didn't do crafts all week long, but by golly George, on Friday we tried to do a craft. So that's kind of how my outlook has just like started from there. Like, Fridays are just good days because I get to do some of the things that I really, really like to do. And we are going to do something really fun. My partner teacher decided that she didn't decide. She found this one like TBT seller. I'll let you guys know how it ends up being and if it works out the way it's supposed to, but it's like an escape the room activity for get to know you, like back to school type thing. So like the whole thing is that little sneaky aliens have come into the building and they've stolen our principal. So our principal is missing now, and they're gonna have to break out of the room, I guess. So they're having to find all of the clues in order to be able to do it. Stayed up late, tried to cut them all. I think I have like 1 or 2 sets to cut left. And put those together. So I'm gonna try to get that done this morning as well. I'll let you guys know if I like it and if it ends up being good. Sometimes like TBT things can be phenomenal and wonderful, and then sometimes I'm like, didn't really like that. So I need to get all of my things unpacked, and let's see, I need to get things unpacked, and then I also need to do my morning journal prompt. So we need to have some type of a prompt for journal. I did bring my stickers from school, from home. I brought my labels from home so that I can go ahead and print them here. I have no idea what I want to do yet, so I have to get those things together. My room is looking very, very nice, which makes me feel good. I've already had 1 cup of coffee. I'm gonna have my 2nd cup of coffee, and I am gonna take medicine so that I don't have what I had yesterday. I don't feel like I'm gonna have a migraine, but just in case, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna get my stuff unpacked, and hopefully I can come up with some type of journal prompt within the time. I have all 3 boxes of iPads in this classroom, and one of the alarms is going off from the kids last year. Oh my gosh, it's already starting, y'all. I cannot even. I don't know what to do. I have all 3 boxes in my classroom. Okay, so I printed out some of the read alouds that we did last year. We read some of the John, I can never say his name correctly, and I don't know if I'm saying it, so you guys let me know if I'm doing it correctly. Is it Klassen or Clayson? From John Clayson. So I want my hat back. This is not my hat, and we found a hat. We read those yesterday, which were so fun. The kids like were dying laughing the entire time. It's so cute. So now I'm gonna place him on top of our dinosaur Max over here. So I'm gonna put these on the little silhouettes of the book shapes up there, to show our progression of like our read aloud that we have for the year. So I'm gonna put these up. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to see what it starts to look like. Yeah. There it is. There's our books already starting on our dragon. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So cute. Y'all, that alarm, I need to find that. Let's go find it. I can't do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's the top box. We lucked out here. No. No. Oh! It's already starting. I pretty much have everything that I need to have for this morning. I want my partner teachers to look at the iPad expectations sort that I created, just to make sure that there's not anything that I'm missing. So let me show you guys what I mean. So yesterday we talked a little bit about iPad expectations and what were some responsible expectations, irresponsible behaviors, that type of thing. So I put together just a bunch of different scenarios about kids and students just using iPads and some of the decisions that they were making. So they're going to be sorting these with their partners onto this page. They're not gluing them down or anything. I'm just going to actually have them on colored paper and inside of a little bag where they're just going to kind of go through them, and they're going to just talk about some of those acceptable behaviors. So I want to make sure that they're okay with that before I go and print those out and start getting those start getting those cut. And then I also have my labels printed out. Today I just did, I'm always curious to know what kind of qualities students like to have in teachers. Some of them like to have certain type of behaviors that they see specifically, so I thought it would be really nice for me to be able to kind of get an idea of what were some of those expectations that kids would really like to see from us as their 3 teachers. Now I just need to finish up doing the escape the room activity. So I'm gonna start working on those, getting those finished up so that I can start hiding some of those envelopes. And since I am choosing to use the cart that has the projector as kind of my desk for my laptop and for my planner, and just like pens and pencils, things that I just need to get to immediately because I have been struggling with that the past couple of days, I went on ahead and made up a little PowerPoint presentation for some of the morning routines because we're still practicing those. We did talk about them, but I just want to set them up as reminders. Here's what it looks like. Pretty simple. All I did was just put the date up in there in the corner. I put good morning, and then I have the morning routine. That's there as a reminder, so I'm not constantly answering some of those questions in the morning. I have their morning message ready to go today, and their extra work is over here ready to go. So I feel pretty good about it. I pretty much got all of the envelopes hidden around the classroom, which I think this is going to be really fun. It's a lot of work to do beforehand, but it's very much like a breakout EDU, except it's it's escape the classroom, which I've never really done. I'm gonna go make copies of my expectations for my iPad expectations, just in case we do have time to be able to do that today. I want to be prepared, and I'm pretty much ready for the day. I still have like 20 minutes to go. That's not too shabby. I'm pretty proud of myself. All right, so I'm gonna go do this and then I will catch you guys later. I'm not loving my hair today. It's driving me nuts. So I want to show you really quick some of the little areas where I hid some of the envelopes because I think it's really funny. So what I did like about this, because at first I thought that they were all gonna be in the exact same spot, but they're near a same spot. So let me show you what I mean. So one of the cards was to have it near the pencil sharpener. Well, I have one here. There's one in here, here. There's one right in there. Do you guys see that? So I like the fact that I can be just a little bit sneaky and hide some of the things. It makes my heart a little bit happy. So the morning has gone pretty well so far. We have pretty much only done morning meeting. Y'all, like I said, we have the earliest stinking lunch on the face of the planet. So we go to lunch at 10:50, first recess is at 10:40. So we're cracking. So this morning what they've been able to do is after we had our morning meeting, we went over our hopes and dreams. So our hopes and dreams kind of leads us into our rules and setting up some of those rules and some of those things that we want to kind of make promises to each other for our communities. They were working on, we have a little hopes and dreams organizer like this that they kind of fill out to just say, here's kind of what I hope to do for in 4th grade or 5th grade or 6th grade, because we got them all. And then afterwards, once they were done with that and we checked them and we kind of signed off on their pages, then they got to take out the book page, which is where they're going to be writing their hopes and dreams. We're going to take pictures of them, they're going to insert it into the little rectangle, and we're going to display these all year round outside of our classroom to kind of give them as a reminder of what is it that we're working towards. It's good to have a goal. We kind of say that it's almost like your New Year's resolution, but it's for your grade level. It's for this school year. So that's kind of what we've been doing. It's been a very quiet, like, our class is so phenomenal. I am so excited. I could not be more excited about our MAC team. So that's kind of what we've done all morning so far. I'm gonna go ahead and finish setting up for our little mystery escape the room activity, which I'm very excited about, and I will let you guys know how it goes after we are done. But we're gonna do the little escape the room activity after this, and then end with a read aloud, which I'm also very excited about, because that means we can add to our dragon. So that's really exciting. That is what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now. I'm also gonna heat up my lunch. In case you're wondering, I'm having a lean cuisine. Wasn't very good about planning my lunch this week. I'll be better next week. Oh, it's a smart one. It's not a lean cuisine. Hide this in a book behind it. Right here. Near the tape. I'm actually gonna set you. Is that too obvious? Yeah. All right, so everything is ready to go for this. They're gonna start with one of these folders. There's gonna be about 3 or 4 kids. Maybe there's one group of 4. So 3 kids per group, one group has 4, and they're gonna have to unlock all of the different clues inside of each envelope before they can go and find the next one. The clues will tell them exactly where they go to find the next one, and those are hidden around the room. So I'm gonna go eat, so then I will talk to you guys after the activity is already done and let you guys know how it went. It is now very late in the evening. It is about 15 to 6 in the evening. My partners and I kind of stayed a little bit late, and we tried to get 2 weeks of plans put in. So we have 2 weeks of plans. We each kind of gave ourselves some jobs to be able to do over the 3-day weekend to go out and plan so that we can get ahead of the game when it comes to our lesson plans, because this week was a little bit of a struggle. So the activity, guys, I definitely recommend this activity to you. The kids were so highly engaged. They were really into what it was that they were doing, and it was amazing because they were quiet. I really loved it. And I think the biggest thing that I enjoyed the most out of having this activity was that I purposefully matched a 6th, a 5th, and a 4th grader together in this group, and they had to work together, and y'all, they worked so beautifully together, and it just really gives me so much hope for the future on how well our MAC team is going to go this year. So I'm really excited about it. I loved the activity itself. They had so much fun doing it. It was kind of a little bit of a heavy start. I didn't do the best job explaining it to them as far as like not opening the envelopes. But to be honest, I didn't know what to expect with the entire game itself. But now that I do, I feel like I have a better way of introducing it to them the next time I do this. And I think for them as well, like, it was a little bit of a slow start, but once they started to get the hang of it, they were flying, y'all, and they had so much fun doing it. So let me see if I can find what it was called. Okay, so the activity itself is called Cracking the Classroom Code, Alien Abduction, and it's by Teresa Quant. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but it is a fantastic activity for just being able to get to know other students. The students had a really great time getting to know each other. There was like a little recording sheet that looked like this that they had to enter in names for different questions that were being asked in there. So it was a great activity. The kids had a ton of fun with it. They were highly engaged with it. They did a great job, and I was very impressed by the quality of the work. So I think this was a fantastic product, and one that I will definitely use in the future. That puts a wrap on our mini week that we've had, our first 3 days of school. Very excited to have a 3-day weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I really need to kind of get some rest and really get some more lesson plans under my belt, so I don't feel like I'm trying to make it, because this week I almost felt like I was just trying to make it to the next day. So with that, I am going to go ahead and channel off with this, say goodbye. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love to know how your first days went. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know how your first day went. Let me know some of the activities that you did with some of your kids. And be sure to give the video a thumbs up, please. This helps this video so much and be able to reach so many other teachers. So I totally appreciate a thumbs up. Share it out if you can to some teachers that you know. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.